Hey everyone, this is Laura Godenick with Laura Godenick Astrology, and I'm here to give you the astrology for the week of March 29th through April 4th, 2021. So, this week feels more like a recovery from last week. Last week was really intense. We just had the full moon in Libra, while the full moon's ruler, Venus, was in Aries, the sign opposite of Libra, conjoined the sun and Chiron, bringing up some relationship wounds, some emotional pain or hurt, maybe some challenging conversations around relationships and needs and desires. So this week isn't as intense and is a bit more sleepy, I'd say, and easeful. We start off Monday, the 29th, which is today, with Mercury conjoined Neptune in Pisces. Now, Mercury already kind of struggles in the sign of Pisces because they have opposite desires. Mercury wants to dissect, make things smaller, understand things, dig, get into the details. And Pisces just wants to kind of sunbathe in the mysterious and in the unknown and is more about kind of the bigger picture. It's a Jupiter ruled sign, so it's more expansive. So Mercury in Pisces is already a little foggy. And Mercury's been here for a while now, a couple weeks. But when Mercury conjoins Neptune, it's kind of like that fogginess is intensified. And also think water issues. Pisces is a water sign, and Neptune is the god of the ocean. So or it's the storm god, I believe. Yeah. So just think water issues. You might be experiencing some water issues at your house, maybe like a pipe leaks or like your washer and dryer aren't working, as it is such in my house. um, and Mercury, of course, rules over the mind and communication. So this might be a day where you just have a bit more of a foggy mind. Maybe you need to go to slower pace, might feel some brain fog, maybe a bit tired. It's a good day for just kind of daydreaming, letting your mind wander. Things might be a bit unclear. Um, you might get some unclear messages or mysterious messages. Um, with Neptune in the mix, things just are mysterious, like extra mysterious. So even like a mysterious health issue might come up, depending on like what Mercury rules in your chart. Thinking of the house cusps that have Virgo and Gemini. But in general, things are a bit more mysterious right now, a bit more unknown. There could also be some deceit or some lies or some secrecy going on. I know for me, I woke up this morning with a message from my phone saying that someone in Japan was trying to log into my Apple ID. And it asked me, "Do you want to change your password?" And I was like, "Yes, definitely." So, someone was trying to like steal my information. Mercury represents information, and Neptune, once again, is kind of deception. Um, so just be kind of mindful of deception or theft or kind of like information theft that can definitely come up. For me, that was more prevalent also because Mars, which is in Gemini, being ruled by Mercury in Pisces, Mars in Gemini right now is in my 12th house of hidden enemies. So it's kind of, that's kind of a more specific example for me. But definitely deception or information theft, be mindful of that. Things are a bit more, like I said, nonlinear, a bit more messy. They might even feel a bit like this is a bit of a Mercury retrograde. So there could be like technology mess ups or glitches or transformation, or sorry, not transportation um, glitches as well. Confusion with the words, like I just said, transformation instead of transportation. Um, so yeah, a good way to use this energy is to engage in more creativity and doing things that don't really require much mental effort and that don't require it to be done in a linear way. This is a great time for like writing, creative writing specifically, maybe engaging in some music, meditation, dream work. Your dreams might be kind of vivid, like very vivid, more so than normal around this time or this week and this upcoming week as well. Um, so kind of use the energy for what it's for and not for the details, not for organizing, not for being super productive. Um, yeah, just kind of relax, maybe even read a good book, watch a good movie today, chill out, um, play in some water. So those are some ideas for Monday. And this is so, like I said, Mars is in Gemini right now, so Mars issues might be especially challenging right now because Mars in Gemini is looking to a debilitated Mercury in Pisces, which is conjoined to Neptune, a very foggy, confusing, unclear planet. So wherever Mars is in your chart, wherever Mars in Gemini is transiting, those topics or issues might also be kind of struggling. Um, in addition, Mars is just transited over the North Node, um, which indicates that Mars is out of bounds. So that means Mars is like a certain number of degrees away from the sun. I can't remember how many degrees, but essentially the meaning of a Mars out of bounds is that martial activities or themes or archetypes are kind of unruly. So there might be kind of increased conflict, maybe even conflict that's a bit confusing, like someone um, having hurt feelings and you're kind of confused about, or maybe they're attacking you, or that might be how it feels to you, and you're kind of confused about where it's coming from. Um, there could be, Mars out of bounds is kind of like increased violence could be one way it comes about. I mean, we did see the two shootings in the past couple, like last week, and I think the week before that as well, as Mars was approaching this out of bounds placement. So, that's a super unfortunate thing that happened. And not to say that astrology caused that at all. It's just like kind of a reflection and one of the possible manifestations of the planetary energy. Um, so yeah, martial activities and themes and archetypes a bit unruly. Mars represents violence, how we take action, how we defend and protect something, how we fight, how we engage with our anger. Um, and so just kind of be on the watch out for that being a little unruly and noticing where that is, where Mars and Gemini is in your personal birth chart. That'll give you much more clarity. Okay, so Tuesday, the 30th, Venus in Aries sextiles Saturn in Aquarius, followed closely by the Sun sextiling Saturn as well on the 31st, on Wednesday. So this kind of brings maybe a bit more of a stabilizing quality in relationships, Venusian things, since they probably have been a bit challenging lately. It's very subtle. So this week is filled with sextiles, which is a very subtle, supportive energy. You might not even notice it, might feel like nothing is really happening. Um, but yeah, I mean, it's more about taking advantage of the sextiles. So this could be a good opportunity to be able to talk about individual needs and desires more directly in relationships, maybe from last week, with more ease and groundedness. Saturn is a pretty grounded, stabilizing energy when it's in positive aspect to other planets. The moon at the same time is in Scorpio, so there's more of a mood of honesty, getting to the bottom of something, and of intimacy. So I think it's a good day to have some open conversations with loved ones. And also, Venus is a one of the benefic planets in astrology. So with it in sextile to Saturn and the Sun sextiling Saturn the next day, it's kind of like so. Thinking back to when Saturn and Jupiter first moved into Aquarius, it was mid-December. the areas of your chart where Saturn and Jupiter are now in, you might be now experiencing some of the benefits of that ingress of those planets into that part of your chart. There's kind of maybe a stabilizing quality for what we started in December when Saturn and Jupiter moved into Aquarius. There might be some benefits finally being felt or received from that part of your chart and from that time period, depending on what it is you started or what changed. Um, and also, especially Wednesday the 31st, with the sun moving into the sextile with Saturn, you might be able to get something done that you've been putting off or that you haven't been wanting to do. There's kind of more patience and persistence available to you to really just get it done. And by that point, Mercury will have moved away from the conjunction with Neptune, so there won't be as much of a foggy brain syndrome. You'll be able to like actually kind of get things done. Okay, so Thursday, April 1st, it's a quiet day. The moon is in Sagittarius, which makes the mood of the day more adventurous and lively and generous. Should be a pretty fun day, good day to plan some sort of adventure of some kind. Friday the 2nd, Mercury in Pisces makes a sextile to Pluto in Capricorn. So there's maybe more of a desire to dig into something, to research something in more depth, maybe a need for more in depth conversations with people, more so than normal, asking more questions. Like I said, desire to research something mysterious or unknown. Um, yeah, so should be a good day to kind of get figure out maybe some facts regarding something um, mysterious, because Pisces is that element of mystery. Okay, so Saturday the 3rd, the moon moves into Capricorn, which gives us more of a serious mood. Um, you might want to do something to feel more productive or feel like you've accomplished something. Moon in Capricorn kind of struggles to relax until it gets all the work done, until it's like achieved. Um, I should know I'm a Capricorn moon, so I get it. So duties first, fun later. Mercury enters Aries later in the evening at 9:41 p.m. Mountain Time. So finally, Mercury is out of this tough territory, as I said before, in Pisces. So with Mercury in Aries, there's more direct and straightforward communication, more direct and straightforward words, getting to the point, cutting to the chase, being open and honest, which can be very refreshing, in my opinion. There's kind of a quicker element to the mind. Aries is the beginning of spring, so there's this desire to get going. Let's get started. Um, we don't have time to waste. There can be an element of impatience. So try to think through your ideas carefully while Mercury is in Aries, because that is one of the fallbacks of Mercury in Aries is just this like enthusiasm, which is really great, but kind of enthusiasm without kind of doing your research or preparing. There's like a lack of there could be like a lack of preparation. Um, but it's also, now we have Mercury, the Sun, and Venus all in Aries in this one area of your chart, which is kind of getting this renewal, this refreshment, this um, kind of starting over quality. So, and Mercury coming to Aries in that part of your chart might kind of give you the boost to get going in that part of your life, which will probably feel pretty good, I think. Yeah, so thinking about what wants to be planted, what do you want to get going on, what can no longer be delayed, because that's what Aries is here to tell us is we can't wait any longer. We must do this now. So let's see. Also, something great about Mercury moving into Aries is now it's in what's called mutual reception with Mars. So remember, Mars and Gemini, Gemini is ruled by Mercury. So Mars and Gemini is looking to Mercury for direction. And now Mercury is moving into a Mars ruled sign. So now Mercury is looking to Mars for direction. So they're both looking to help each other out. So, communications that might have been kind of confusing, foggy, tricky. Remember, we had the Mercury square Mars aspect a couple weeks ago, which was like about like letting out hurt feelings and maybe getting into some sort of like emotional conflict. Um, I think that when Mercury moves into Aries and there's this mutual reception, um, it could be a time period of mitigating what came up when Mercury was in Pisces and during the Mercury square Mars. So could be a good time to like resolve some conflict, get more on the same page, be more open and direct in your communications, not withholding, not avoiding, not being scared, or not being as emotionally charged, I would think. Um, so, and whatever part of your chart has Mercury and Gemini, or sorry, whatever your part has Mercury and Mars in it, so Gemini um, and Aries, there's going to be some dialogue, so to speak, between those parts of your chart now with Mercury and Mars, respectively, in those signs. So, um, yeah, so yeah, that's the week. Kind of a bit more subtle, like I said, not as much kind of intense energy, but some changes. You know, we have some planetary changes that will be refreshing. And overall, it's more of a supportive week. I think mainly you just have to get past like Monday and maybe even Tuesday to get past the Mercury Neptune fogginess because it could be kind of like debilitating. I know I'm feeling super tired and just yeah. I'm sure a lot of people are. So anyway, yeah, if you are interested in an astrology consultation to see where this is showing up in your chart, because it is totally unique and specific to each individual, please let me know. You can comment below and we can set up a time to meet and do either a birth chart reading or a transit reading or a combination of both. And I hope you have a lovely week, and I will be back next week with another astrological update. Okay, have a great week. Bye.